Hi, it's Julie at Love's Beginning, and today I want to talk about what we perceive to be other people and what I'm learning about that, and how I'm guided through a changing perception of looking at others. So, where am I on this? Also, I'm going to link in the description. I've been enjoying some videos from Spa the Love, so I'm going to um, give you the link to her channel when I get around to that. So, what I'm learning about the perception of others is that, well, like a beginner's explanation I was given that got me started was they are you in another incarnation doing the best they know how to do based on what they believe. So, that gave me a way to just simply approach them with a lot of compassion and understanding. Um, that was a while back. Now I'm being told there is no objective, stable other out there. Um, and I'm given like the slot machine, the image is rotating image. It's it's whatever you allow to appear in front of you is what they are, because the world is your projection and you're always viewing a projection of your thoughts. So the individual identity might go a little crazy here, like there are no other people. i'm I'm by myself. It's more like I am with reflections of me everywhere, and there's no reason to judge me or to make decisions about me. um, the stable play, like, how do I deal with all these me's, right? If I'm in the world and there are all these other people, how do I approach this? The stable basis I'm given for it is what seems like nothing to the ego. But as we allow our false thoughts to drop away and the true thoughts to return to our awareness, um, it it seems like nothing to the ego, to what I used to think I was. But it's everything. It's just the awareness of the light and the love that we are everywhere. Just knowing that's real and just knowing that's there, that substitutes for everything I thought everybody else was before. And now it's so interesting to see that if I'm reactive to anything out there in the world, I know I'm bumping into a gift, into an opportunity to release false thinking. And the same thing, if it appears to be in a person that I'm reactive to, I'm getting that opportunity right there to release false thinking. And when I do, the world can do anything. The world can appear as anything at all. It is not the stable thing I once thought it was. So if there appears to be a condition in the world, we're not stuck with it. It's not, we're, I'm so used to thinking that conditions came about because of time and because of real things that happened, and that we are stuck in these conditions. And I'm being, or like the conditions can change very gradually through human effort. But it's all based on what you allow yourself to see, what you allow yourself to perceive. So I'm just seeing this big opening for, I don't know how the world's going to change, and I'm not going to decide that part, but I can be open to the light and the love that is everywhere. And it's interesting to see that coming from the perspective of the the separate self, um, the judgment was just relentless and constant, so constant that I didn't even know how much it was happening all the time. In order to be a separate self, I needed to judge separate others just relentlessly and constantly. And the same for this character. I just needed to do it all the time, to the point where I had no idea that was even happening, that I was making all these decisions about what everybody is and what their quality is, and all these comparisons and what everything meant. And now that I'm invited to just be still and abide in the light that they are and that I am, looking past all words, all actions, all events, this huge spaciousness opens up. And I recognize that as that's my safety. That's love. If I just sit there, then everything I need to do in this world comes to me. Every action I need to take, every word I need to say, it just comes to me because I'm worthy of it, and so is everybody else. We deserve to have an easy time here. And as I figure out that I am the one who has given myself a difficult or struggling time through thought alone, then it becomes very easy to recognize where I'm engaged in that old habit of giving myself a hard time through thought. In order to recognize that I am doing this and I am doing this to myself, I have to drop all judgments of the outer as a real thing, all judgments of something potentially harmful in a person or a world. In order to see what I'm doing with thought, I can't believe that all the judgments I've made about the world that I projected with thought, I can't believe that those things in the world are actually real and more powerful than what I am and than what you are. So it's like this revolution of belief and opening of spaciousness, this invitation to what seems like nothing, but it's everything. It's peace. It's peace itself, and it's very funny because it's so simple that it can't really be put into words. But I can laugh at the recognition of it and celebrate that it's always been there for me. It's always there for everybody. Very simply, it's just what's there prior to the point that we start making judgments and panicking and deciding and labeling. It's always there, and we can always tune into it. And it's the simplest thing in the world. You don't need to be smart in a worldly sense in order to do this. So I'm just very happy that I'm recognizing the simplicity of this, and that I am figuring out how to emerge from the prison of judgment, and that I'm valuing how that feels, that I'm recognizing in a really deep way the only thing I can judge is how I feel. And that can get very funny because when I catch myself judging something out there in the world and then come back to the recognition, oh, you know what? I'm not capable of judging that. I've just been engaging in a fantasy. I've gone off on a side road there. It's funny to see. For example, with the coronavirus, I think this is such an opportunity to allow fear to emerge into the light and to sit with it and to allow ourselves to see that it was nothing the whole time. I think it's a gift that this is happening. But one thing that ego will tempt me to do thought wise is to look out into the world and to say, oh, those people are panicking. But honestly, that is when I get tapped on the shoulder. I get tapped on the shoulder right then and told there are no those people. If you need those people over there to panic, it's because you want to show up in the role of calm or like knowing something more or deeper by comparison. And that's not your happiness. So let's instead see the gift that these people who you're saying they're panicking are bringing to you. Well, is there anywhere I am panicking and not acknowledging it? Yes, I have some moments of fear and vulnerability that come up when people start talking about this topic. And so that's the opportunity for it to come up. What they won't need to enact those roles if I'm not sitting on fears that I'm hiding, right? That's why they're in my world enacting those roles until I recognize and find my gratitude for them and thank them for helping to expose what I've been hiding. So they expose what I've been hiding. I let those fears up. I let them sit in the light. I let them dissolve into nothingness. If I didn't finish, then they'll come back again. They'll affect me again. There'll be some resonance again. But once I've thanked them truly for the role they've played, then I release them from that role. They don't, I can pull the slot machine lever again, and the world can appear in whatever way it needs to appear for my own healing. So if this becomes all about our own healing, then however the world is appearing is exactly right for us. And it's a blessing. And it for me to attempt to judge what's going on out there and decide who's panicking, I laugh now because I can hear right away as soon as I make that judgment, like, maybe you don't want to go there. And it's true. I don't want to go there. I want to be happy. I want to see everybody as who they are. I want to have gratitude for what's in front of me right now and the blessing it brings, because seeing you as who you are and seeing all events as gifts, that's happiness. That's calm and peace and joy. And it doesn't really matter what the events are. There's just this trust that they're right. They're right for healing. And if I just keep the focus on healing, all is well. So I hope all is well with you in your perception. And thanks for joining me.